So organizational readiness is really key before you start sending those emails or redesigning your donation form or setting up your Facebook ads. If your organization is not ready for it, you're going to be set up for failure. So once you know that you have organizational readiness, I think a nice systematic approach where you make sure you have buy-in from the very beginning is going to be super helpful. In our case, it was whittled down to just simplistic 2 phases: invest and build, and grow and maintain. In the invest and build phase, thinking about staff, investing in who's going to oversee building the program, whether that's in-house or with support of your great agency partners. We already talked about this. Human beings need to be there to do the work. You need to assess your technology and infrastructure. What relationship management tools are you using? What is your user experience like, and where could it be? What are your reporting needs? Can you get that data in real time? I would say, speaking of reporting, you need to think about data collection, mapping, data hygiene, analytics. What are you tracking? How are you tracking it? What are some quick wins to make things better? Shout out to marketing source codes that pass through Luminate into Razor's Edge. If anybody does that, I'm a huge fan. That was a nice quick win for us.
Nice.
In the building phase, how do you define new business rules and processes? Whose buy-in do you need? How long is it going to take? How are you going to socialize things with staff more broadly? I know it's really great when you work with a partner and you set up new software. You often get training as part of that. But then think about an extension of that. How are you empowering teams internally to use these new tools that your organization has spent time and money setting up? And getting people excited and thinking differently about the cool changes that you're excited about, because it's going to have that trickle down and effect for them as well.
Nice.
A couple other notes in the grow and maintain phase that I would recommend. We talked about content, talked about collaborating with people to help develop that content. Who's going to create it? Is it digestible? Is it engaging? How are you communicating it to your donors? How are you making it easy for them to give? Then you can layer on thinking about your programs and products. How are you going to engage and acquire new donors? What tools do you need? And how do you get them to change their giving behavior, or can you? I'd like to thank COVID-19 for a little bit on that side to push that. Thinking about donor journeys, figuring out how you're going to action them internally, and eventually someone's going to ask you about new product revenue streams. So have that one in the back of your mind as well. And I would say another thing that's really, really important is report, review, repeat. What are your benchmarks? And it's okay for your first few either campaigns, or if you're looking at your website, set your own internal benchmarks. Then you have something to track moving forward, because internal stakeholders love looking at numbers. So you can be prepared to share your reporting, and of course, using your data, because in the digital world, we can track everything. Make sure you can get it back out, and you're using it to make your decisions moving forward in your grow and maintain phase, when you're actioning and monitoring what's going on in your digital and integrated program.